Are there any comments on Crohn's disease? And this is a very interesting problem, because Crohn's disease is usually the second stage before we have more severe problems, such as tumors, either malignant or non-malignant, inside the large intestine. The first process is either diverticulosis or diverticulitis. They are pus pockets. They're little pockets of infection that look like an inverted pimple. And they sometimes, when they become chronic, are throughout the large intestine. This is almost exclusively because people have not been eating roughage. They've been eating a lot of fried foods, cooked foods, heavily seasoned with bad seasoning foods. And the non-use of the large intestine and the non-sweeping of the large intestine neutered it into such a place that it's almost an inert object and starts to decay. The chronic state of that is Crohn's disease, which inevitably, if it's let go without any kind of help, then it goes to the next, where tumors start to grow in there. With that said, if you go to the mainstream corridors of medicine, the very first thing they'll tell you, even if they know nothing about nutrition, never again can you ever eat raw food. The second thing they're going to tell you is that this is an incurable disease, that you will live with this the rest of your life. You will take medicines the rest of your life. Take a breath. Let's turn the page. The fact of the matter is, I have worked with hundreds of people that have been able to eliminate their own diverticulosis, diverticulitis, Crohn's disease, and even further than that. Our founder, Ann Wigmore, healed herself of colon cancer. And as sure as I'm sitting here, she had Crohn's disease before she had colon cancer. How you do it is the exact opposite of what medicine is telling you. You eat raw food, you take roughage, you take supplements that target there. There are particular bacteria like the SIGIN product that we're now doing research with and utilizing at Hippocrates. There are particular substances like raw aloe that can be both ingested as well as implanted anally. There are things such as flax seed water without the flax seeds being consumed. There are things like chia seed sprouts juiced that can now do a very similar coating in the gastrointestinal tract with great medicinal fatty acids. This fatty acid reduction and elimination is part of this, or malabsorption. And all of these things together have historically shown incredible benefits for people who are brave enough to do it. Now let's talk about the consumption of raw food. We don't just go to the same table that many of us can and eat, raw salad and raw cabbage and raw this. We may have to process it, we may have to juice it, and we certainly have to chew it. Every other program, we have somebody with this level of gastrointestinal problem, and those brave enough and strong enough and self-respecting enough to continue on all have the capacity to heal themselves.